Water crossing. This is Google Earth, an exciting way to explore the Earth's geography. And best of all, it is free. ICTs, or Information Communication Technologies, have drilled the communication channels across Earth and sky, and the challenge for us now is to share ideas for good practice in an internationally focused education with and from schools across the world. Today it is possible for a class in the Munich International School in Bavaria, Germany, to learn alongside a class in Wellington, New Zealand. And it is possible for a class in Kigali, Rwanda, to study with a class in Medellin, Colombia.
At last, we wait for happiness.
And it is possible today for a class in the one and only school on the small Isle of Tiree, the most westerly isle in the Scottish Inner Hebrides, to learn with and from a class at the International School of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
In the name of love.
In this film you will meet a Year 4 class and their teacher, Miss Angela Florio, from the Australian International Academy in Melbourne, Australia. Just as the students did, we will fly with Google Earth to their school. And then on to their nearby river, Mary Creek, where later you will see the students analysing water samples. Then we will fly north across the Pacific Ocean to meet a Primary 3 class and their teacher, Miss Sue T, from the Sha Tin Junior School in Hong Kong. Each class has downloaded the free software Google Earth and also the free software Skype, and has set up a webcam on a classroom computer. Now the students can meet online. With Skype they can talk directly and also chat within a dialog box.
Nice to meet you too. What's your name?
The focus or central idea for this water unit is fresh water is essential for life. However, it will remain a limited resource until we learn to capture and manage it effectively. Our inquiries into are how water cycles around our earth, how we capture and manage fresh water, our responsibility towards water. Two key concepts driving this unit are function, in other words, how does it all work, and responsibility, what is our responsibility towards water. The teacher questions which are also driving the inquiry are, how does the water cycle work? From where does our fresh water come? How is it collected, and how can we help? How is fresh water brought to our homes, and what happens to it after it leaves? What role can we play? How healthy are our local waterways, and what are our responsibilities towards our storm drains, rivers and streams? How can we support the right of all children to clean water? The unit follows an inquiry cycle and so begins with the student's prior knowledge and experience. The stages in this cycle are connecting with the topic, deepening these connections, forming groups to explore lines of inquiry, sorting out understandings, sharing learning through inquiry presentations, assessing what we have learned and reflecting on our learning, and finally, taking thoughtful action. Connecting with water. The students begin by brainstorming what survival means in their own lives, and they quickly identify that they can't live without water. They think about how water comes to their homes and share their ideas with the class in these visual presentations. Deepening connections. The school library, or Resource and Media Centre, is the engine room for student inquiry. Books are borrowed for the classroom and also borrowed from homes and from the local public library. Students are encouraged to read extensively.
If the water, it goes down the drain and goes through the sewer and goes back to the ocean and creek, why do people say it's wasting water? Because then the water evaporates once again, goes up and it comes back down as rain and goes back to the sewer. So that's what I'm wondering, how can that be happening?
Student questions are recorded as they spontaneously arise in the classroom. These questions will help form the lines of inquiry which groups will later pursue. The careful choice of experiences in this deepening connection stage is fundamental to the success of the unit. If these investigative experiences are chosen so they directly support the inquiries into and teacher questions, teachers will find a harmony between their own driving questions and the spontaneously arising student questions. In these scenes, students in Melbourne have been observing water in and around their school and investigating what happens to rainwater as it moves from their playground and into the storm drains.
But when rainstorms come, how do you know the
Storm drains. The most common drain is found in gutters. A storm drain is the entrance to large pipes and ditches that carry storm water away.
Then we found out that the water in the bowl evaporates because it's not covered, and the one in the glass stays the same.
Put soil in it, and then we put plants, and then we water it, and
The water is evaporating and it's covering the...
The children share new ideas with their groups and with the class and record their reflective thinking in personal journals. Waterwatch in Melbourne provides opportunities for students to analyse the health of their local waterways, in this case Mary Creek. The students analyse water samples for pH levels, for turbidity and for temperature.
For the fish and bugs that live in the water and see if the temperature is good enough for them.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dirt and stuff, little bits of particles all the way through that are making the water a bit dirty, okay? So when the fish are in the water and the water goes over the gills, mud and stuff and dirt gets on their gills, okay? Which isn't too good for the fish or the bugs. Okay?
The students search for sensitive bug life in the water. They now recognise that if the water is of poor quality, sensitive bugs will not survive.
So far we've got 3 of the same one.
Second one, yeah? Yeah, second one. Excuse me.
What did you get?
Oops. I put it in the... Here, I put it in the third one. Well, what has the third one?
Nothing is in the third one.
The students in Melbourne visit Melbourne Water's Western Treatment Plant. They walk around a room-sized model showing how fresh water is brought from the highland forest catchments to the city and to their homes. Megafun is an interactive computer experience which allows the children to control the journey of a water droplet.
Clean area, remember it's closed off from people. Listen. The truth is the Rosella. It's the big dam. This is where our drinking water comes from. We're on a dragonfly. We're in a water droplet and just pops on through. We're going to drop us back here. This is what you're going to have a look at on the tour. And you evaporate off the ponds again and back into the sky.
In the Predators game, the children take on the roles of big fish, little fish and bloodworms as they learn about the recycling of energy. In Hong Kong, the students undertake similar field trips to a water reservoir and a water treatment facility.
You can see this particle, but after adding the alum, you can see these particles become larger, so that the last one, the white smoke,
They invite to their classroom Dr. Sam Hui from the University of Hong Kong, who brings with him an outstanding film.
Yes?
The water cycle delivers fresh water to us. The cycle goes on all the time, all over the world. We've been using the same water again and again for millions of years. But there are 2 problems. We have to be careful what we put into the water. We make it dirty. Nature can clean water, but we're putting a lot more into it than nature can keep up with. And we have to be careful about the amount we use because there isn't always enough. We're all in this together. People, plants, animals, trees, every living thing. We're all in the same boat. A boat that floats on water on a planet that lives on water. And there's one more thing about water that's very important. It's a lot of fun.
Forming groups to explore lines of inquiry. At this point in the unit, all questions, teacher and student, are brought together for review by the class. Those questions which can now be answered following the 3 weeks of investigative experiences are given to groups to compose answers for display beside their matching questions. Duplicates of questions are deleted, others are consolidated, and finally responsibilities for lines of inquiry are allocated amongst the 4 class groups. Before the students set to work, an assessment tool, in this case a rubric, is created by the teacher and the class. Students must know, before they pursue their lines of inquiry, how their group presentation will be assessed. Key areas in the assessment rubric focus on demonstrating a clear understanding of the central idea, the quality and accuracy of the knowledge shared, how well they work as a group, and personal growth in terms of the learner profile.
That's different.
What are weights?
The groups begin by sharing out responsibilities, drawing timelines and listing the resources they will need. Again, journal writing records significant learning and self-reflection. An interesting experience or new idea may be used as a starter idea for a journal entry.
We wait for sunrise.
Like just do like a little brown stand.
I've got blue, green, brown.
Staple it from the back, staple them together, make like a little shape that goes like that. And
Like
put
that
it
green,
in
that's
big
also
paper,
grade 1.
like big green paper and brown.
Different stages, each person does one stage of the water.
Back, Habibi, that's not bad. This one's bad. Grace, Tor,
I'm 9.
Chi, Rachel, Marcus. Yeah, I took the Marcus. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you.
How many ponds does water go through?
Because it's obvious, darling.
How do you go back, start again?
Oh no, back. You go, do you want to start again? Yeah, you choose that. You choose the country.
Once again, the key to successfully addressing both teacher and student questions lies in the careful planning of the deeper connection experiences. If these experiences directly target and underpin the teacher questions, you should find a close correlation between the two.
But in real life, it's But in real life, it's But in real life, it's
In a formative assessment task, the students are asked to reflect upon how their group is working and whether they are on schedule. Coming at this stage in the presentation preparation, it gives them an opportunity to evaluate whether some members are dominating or hanging back, and to possibly readjust responsibilities. The final assessment rubric requires evidence of a whole and balanced group effort. Sorting out differences in understanding. In Hong Kong, the students sort out and consolidate their developing understanding of water through movement, art and poetry. They see and sense that water is something of great beauty with its own moods and textures. A detailed example of this stage of the inquiry cycle can be found in the second film with Kath Murdoch. Sha Tin Junior School is a part of the English Schools Foundation of Hong Kong. This family of schools has set up a connected learning community which allows all member schools to share a common communication platform. Melbourne was invited into this community as a guest of Primary 3.
There is a photo story and 2 PowerPoint presentations, and those have been done by the children at King Khalid College, and those are their presentations.
We wait for sunrise.
Sharing inquiry presentations. A wave of wastewater arrives from Melbourne City to the treatment plant around 2 every afternoon, with an extra wave coming down after every football match.
The water cycle works when the water from the ocean evaporates into the air, and that's what's called condensation. When the clouds form, then they go together and become heavy. They fall down as rain, which is called precipitation, and then it goes down to the bottom of the ground as rain, hail or snow, and goes back into the ocean.
Me and Leanne were doing a PowerPoint presentation on the water cycle. The profiles that we used were inquirers and risk takers. We were inquirers because we wanted to learn how to use a PowerPoint presentation. We were risk takers because we thought that it was going to be hard to do PowerPoint presentation, but we tried hard to do the PowerPoint.
At last, we wait for happiness.
My name's Rob Toppy, and today my team and I will be performing a comedy play, The Adventures of the 3 Raindrops.
I'm lost in this universe. What is happening to me? What is wrong with you, Droppy? Where is Droppy? Here I am in the catchment area. We are moving. Where are we going?
Coagulation. A chemical is added that combines smaller particles to make larger ones.
Sedimentation. Gravity is pulling me down to the bottom of the tank.
On the classroom presentation day, the groups watched one presentation at a time and then came together as a group to draft a response, using the rubric they helped create. This meant that each group received 3 assessment sheets from the class and a 4th from their teacher. The Sha Tin Primary 3 students used the forum of the CLC to post their reflections on the water unit, including what they felt they had learned and what they had most enjoyed. Taking thoughtful action. World Water Week was a timely event for this unit. Some key ideas from the conference were discussed, including the important ideas of benefit sharing of water resources between neighbouring countries and the impact of climate change on our water resources.
We could do this by not leaving the tap running while you're brushing your teeth, not flushing dead bugs down the toilet, only washing the dishes when there's a full load, the same when washing your clothes. After finishing from the bathroom, only flush half flush or full flush when needed. Instead of always leaving the water running when you want a cup of water, you could fill bottles up, put a bucket under leaking taps and use it for your gardening to make your garden look nice and fresh.
Reflections from Miss Angela Florio in Melbourne. The students from Hong Kong provided my students with specific information for their group inquiries. Students' comments and written reflections revealed a growing appreciation of the fact that clean water is a luxury and that water management is a huge issue worldwide. Reflections from Miss Sue T in Hong Kong. The Skype went brilliantly. I kept encouraging my students to talk, but I think they were shy. It has been a great unit, definitely our most successful to date, and the children have loved it. And so ends this film I have called Water Crossing, so that the image of children learning together across the oceans will stay with you. I believe this vision is the future for international education, and ICTs can make it a reality. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child has been ratified by all nations and guarantees every child the right to education and furthermore to quality education. I truly hope that this film and its vision for freely sharing good practice can help bring the goal of a quality international education for all children one very small step closer.
We wait for sunrise.